Welcome to the NFC West Division preview. I'm Drew Livingstone. That's Cam Stewart. This is the Drew and Stu podcast. We were talking before the show. I think Seattle could be the worst team in the NFL. Cam was like shocked. He was like, "What?
Worst team in the league?"
Meanwhile, every time we do a schedule preview, Cam has Seattle winning 0 games. I
get it.
So
okay, I got one. More wins, Seattle or New England?
That's not fair because New England under is my favorite bet. It's the biggest bet I've made so far in the preseason.
Okay.
But that
actually, I got a wicked side bet for you. Seattle or New Orleans?
Give me the Saints all day.
100%. Okay, we'll add that one to the list. We have to put new foods on the bet.
New Orleans versus Seattle. Cam is on Seattle. Got it.
But what's their win totals are the same? And actually, Seattle's is what, 6.5?
Seattle's
or 7.5?
Is 7.5.
Yeah, I saw 6.5 with Crazy Juice, and I saw
the Saints is also 7.5. They're both 7.5.
Yeah, they're both. Okay, perfect. That makes it a fair bet.
I think Seattle's going to be one of the worst teams in the league, but we'll get into that when we get to Seattle.
We will.
We'll start with the San Francisco 49ers, losers of the Super Bowl in overtime, because Kyle Shanahan was like, you know what? We want the ball first despite the new overtime rules. And he was like, I didn't realize.
Let's back up the truck, Niner fans, and a lot of them watch this podcast. When Greenway got hurt, that was the end of us. We got we had bad luck in that game. They were dominating Patrick Mahomes.
And they should have kicked the ball in overtime.
They should have, but I'm just saying they had one of their best players injured in the game for he's jumping up.
And Debo was hurt, and Kittle was hurt. They had a lot of bad breaks.
It was a disaster, man. I can't believe we lost that bet. But
I think they lost because of that overtime decision. They were like, "Oh, yeah, you know what? We want to give Mahomes 4 downs. Let's receive the ball." And I'm like, "What? What are you guys doing? Even if you take the lead, you give Mahomes 4
Shanahan pissed me off. But I'll tell you, that was a lot of bad luck in that game. I got to be honest with you, the 49ers, because I have friends who are 49er fans, they've cost me a lot of money in Super Bowls, and I'd like these guys to reimburse me.
I mean, realistically, Cam, they should have lost in the division round. They were losing to Green Bay, and then the NFC Championship game, they were losing 24-7 to Detroit.
But they played a great first half against Kansas City, and they deserve better. Without the injuries, they beat Kansas City. I think that's.
Or if they'd scored some touchdowns, instead of kicking field goals, that doesn't work against KC. But Cam, their defense wasn't that great last year until they added Chase Young. Chase Young's now gone. They added Leonard Floyd, who had double-digit sacks last year, but he's not Chase Young.
I like Leonard Floyd. No, Chase Young's. The problem with Chase Young is he's too inconsistent. He'll play great.
He takes plays off. If it's not a pass rush play, I agree with you.
And Leonard Floyd is kind of a killer, so I kind of.
It is funny that it's Leonard Floyd against Aaron Rodgers on week 1 again. He's the one who tore his Achilles last year.
Oh, boy. Imagine that. 2 for 2. My Jets fans.
Oh, man. That'd be hilarious. Their backup QB went from Sam Darnold to Josh Dobbs. Big downgrade, I think. They added Malik Collins. They lost Armstead for Malik Collins. They added Ricky Pearsall in the first round. He's their third receiver now.
I think that's actually. I know people hated that pick. I like it. I like Pearsall a lot. I watched him play at Florida. He's a good receiver. He's a guy that basically.
He reminds me of Ayuk, to be honest.
What?
He reminds me of Brandon Ayuk.
He's got better hands.
I don't know. Ayuk's pretty good at catching the football, Cam. They lost Kinlaw. They lost Werner. They lost Joseph Day. They lost Randy Gregory. Like, their defense is not as good as last year.
I agree.
Yeah, they added a corner in the second round. They added a guard in the third round.
They got to sign Trent. Without Trent Williams, too, they're like that. That will be done before the season starts by the time of taping. This is a preseason show. That has to be done, or if it's not, like, he is so much more important. Remember what happened when he went out? They lost to Cleveland. They lost all those. They went on that little cold streak.
We called that Cleveland win, though, because that Cleveland defense on the road, like, good luck. Cam, their over-under is 11.5. It's plus 100 to the over, minus 130 to the under. Can this team compete for the Super Bowl again, Cam? Is this, like, on paper, they have Purdy. It's such a cheap contract, so they can load up everywhere else. Do you believe in the 49ers?
Yeah, I do. But this is the last year. Purdy's working on that rookie deal, so you got to do it now.
Purdy's getting like $55 million.
Buddy, as a Seahawks fan, we won our Super Bowl. We got it. We should have had a couple. Don't want to talk about the Patriots Super Bowl. Here's the deal. 49ers, you got to do it. It's now or never. A lot of people are saying a 2-year window. I kind of think it has to happen now, like before they have to pay everybody. And if things don't work out well, all those guys that are lifetime Niners, they're going to bolt. Like, it's one of those things. It's like, this is it. I think they're either an 11 or like their number's fair. I think it's going to go under by the hook. I think they win 11 games this year.
Okay, so you're going to go under. I think they'll be under as well, Cam. I don't even like.
No, but I mean, like, it'll be close. Like, they're either going to win by the hook or lose by the hook.
It'll be close. They'll be a playoff team, even if they don't win the division. They're a playoff team. I agree with that. So you're leaning under the 11.5. I'm leaning under as well. So let's go through their schedule. I'll bring it up here 1 second. First off, Purdy. Do you believe in Purdy? Do you think he can win a Super Bowl?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Where would you rank him then around the league?
Not at the top. He just has to do what he has to do. I'm not going to say he's a perfect quarterback.
Would you take Purdy over Dak Prescott?
That's a great question. Yes, I think I would.
Oh, all right. I think
Dak Prescott is better fantasy. You know what I like about Purdy? Less mistakes.
Purdy was actually pretty good in fantasy last year, too.
I know, but Prescott's one of those guys that like he just does like he'll play great and then he'll do a bonehead play. Purdy's a smart quarterback. Like he'll figure it out. He's starting to throw the ball out of bounds. Like Purdy is a cerebral guy. I think Dak's great, but when he tries too hard, bad things happen. Purdy plays within himself, and that's important.
Fair enough.
My opinion.
And then would you pay Brandon Ayuk if you're San Fran, or would you let him walk?
No, the thing about Ayuk is I know he's a great player, but San Francisco has to worry about the line to protect Purdy, and they also have other receivers. No offense, San Francisco fan. Don't get mad at me. You know I'm right. Because Ayuk, you can get another guy. That's the whole thing. He's a very good player.
I would have traded him already.
That's the thing, guys. Like, no offense, you can't have everybody. And Williams and other guys are way more important than Ayuk.
He's not a $30 million receiver. Like, even wherever he gets traded to, no one's giving him that money. I know he thinks
Ayuk is great, but I'm sorry. The wide receiver, you can find another one. They drafted one. Just, you have to worry about protecting Purdy. You need a healthy McCaffrey. That's what you need. And the defense has to stay healthy, too. They had a couple guys that were banged up.
All right, let's get into their schedule, Cam. See if you think they stay under that number. Week 1 against the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers, Monday Night Football against Leonard Floyd 2.0, 2 years in the making. It's in San Fran, though, where Rodgers has statistically struggled in his career. Does San Fran win that football game?
Yes. It's funny. What's Rodgers' school? Cal. Well, that's probably one of the closest ones to Santa Clara and stuff.
And he's a California boy.
Hey, AR, how we doing? You know what the San Francisco's going to say? We're going to put this guy in a pretzel in week 1 the way like he got hurt last time.
That's a good football game.
I actually don't even want to think about this. Imagine our prediction again if Rodgers got hurt week 1 again. Oh God,
that'd be crazy.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not down with like injuries, but I'm going to tell you though, San Francisco, they're not going to take it easy on Rodgers. They're going to put that guy into the fucking ground.
Week 2 at Minnesota.
It's a win for the Niners.
Week 3 at the Rams.
That's a loss. I'm going to say.
I agree with that. Week 4 against New England.
Win.
Week 5 against Arizona.
Win.
Week 6 at Seattle.
Win.
Week 7 against KC in San Fran.
Loss.
Week 8 against Dallas in San Fran.
Win.
Week 10 against Tampa in Tampa.
Win.
Week 11 against Seattle at home.
Loss. They split with the Seahawks.
Ooh. Week 12
I'm going to do opposite. Seattle wins in San Francisco. San Francisco wins in Seattle.
All right. Week 12 at Green Bay.
What a tough game. I'll give it to San Francisco.
Week 13 at Buffalo. That's a tough road trip. Green Bay and
Loss.
Buffalo.
I'll give Buffalo the
Week
win.
14, Chicago at home.
Hold on. Comments. And Cam and Drew, Buffalo love. No, dude, they think I'm almost as bad. You're the king of Buffalo, and right now I might be the prince. Like me and you have a real Buffalo problem. But good food there. So how many wins do I got there, Drew? Quite a few.
You got 8 so far. Week 14 against Chicago at home.
Win.
Week 15 against the Rams at home.
Win.
Week 16 at Miami.
Loss.
Ooh. Week 17 against Detroit at home.
Loss.
Week 18 at Arizona to end the season.
Win.
So you got them winning 11 games, and their total is 11.5.
I didn't even plan it that way. That's a great number.
Yeah, I think there's maybe a couple losses I would change.
I think they might win
around that number.
They might win 10. They might win 12. Is that fair?
Yeah. What's their floor? 9? Like they're above 500.
Their worst?
Yeah.
9. Their best?
I agree.
13.
Yeah, I mean their best. They could be the best team in football. They could go 17-0. Like their roster's that stacked that they could do that.
Happen.
They're not going to, but I'm saying like that's their ceiling. Like they could beat any team in the NFL, right? Like there's no team. There's no team that you're like, oh shit, the 49ers are losing this one. Like there's no team I'd say that too. All right, so we both think they're going to go right around their numbers, so we won't be betting their total at 11.5. But we'd like them to maybe win the division. Find out later in the show.
They're winning the division.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what I say, Cam. Next up, the LA Rams. Cam, the eyes.
I don't think I heard what you just said.
The LA Rams over under is 8.5, minus 150 to the over, plus 120 to the under. Cam, this is my favorite bet in this division. I love the Rams over this number. What about you?
Yeah, they're a real hot team right now. Every time I do a show, but the thing is, even if Stafford gets hurt, you got Garoppolo back there, which is serviceable with a good team. No, they just have great coaching. Great.
That's the thing. Sean McVay is a great
That's
coach,
the thing. And they figure out guys in late rounds as receivers, like little guys from BYU, like Nakua, and all. They figure it out. The Rams are a very, very smart organization, and let's give them credit for that. So what's their win total?
8.5.
I think they probably win 9 games or 10.
Yeah, Cam, they won over that last year. They made the playoffs. Like, why was it? I don't know why it's so low. They added corners. They added Trey White. They added Williams, and they added Trey Benson. They added 3 corners to their team. They switched. They added Isaiah Adams as their backup quarterback. Tip Riemann at center. Cam, they improved their defense, which I think was the biggest issue. They lost Aaron Donald. Obviously, that's like the best player in the NFL probably on defense.
I'm gonna say something that people aren't gonna like there. At the end, he was kind of like one of those things. And sometimes sometimes he was dominant, but also sometimes a ghost. A lot of name value.
He still took up 2 blockers every play though because of his sheer size.
He's Aaron Donald. I get it, but I'm just saying, Drew. Before in the days, he was absolutely unstoppable.
Yes, I agree, Cam. Their total to me is too low. They have 10-7 last year. Do you think your gut feeling? Do they go over 8.5?
Yeah, they win 9.
Okay, so I think they win
11.
13 maybe. So we'll see what you think about this Rams schedule. All right, week 1 at Detroit. Stafford back in Detroit for rematch. All right, week 2 at Arizona.
Win.
Week 3 San Fran in LA.
Loss.
I think you gave them the win on the San Fran one, but
I don't know what I've done.
Anyways,
this game is confusing.
Week 4 at Chicago.
It's actually not that confusing. It's just hard to remember what I did. Sorry, at what?
At Chicago, week 4.
I'll give them a win there.
Week 5 against Green Bay in LA.
Win.
Week 7 against Vegas in LA.
Win.
Week 8 against Minnesota in LA.
Win.
Week 9 at Seattle.
Loss.
Week 10 against Miami in LA.
Loss.
Week 11 at New England.
Win.
Week 12 against Philly in LA.
Tough game. I'll say loss.
Week 13 at New Orleans.
Win.
Week 14 Buffalo in LA.
Loss.
Week 15 at San Fran.
Loss.
Week 16 at the Jets.
Win.
Week 17 against Arizona at home.
Win.
Week 18 against Seattle at home.
Win.
So you got them winning 10 games, Cam, which is well over the 8.5. I would have given
them winning.
I would have given them 2 extra wins there.
Okay.
So 12. Cam, I think their schedule's pretty easy. I think they're a very good team.
13
Stafford.
Did you say 13 or 14 wins?
I said 12 or 13, but yeah.
Settle down on 14. Just pump the brakes. Do you think the Rams
if Stafford stays healthy, I think they're the best offense in the division. I think they can win the division. They just need to steal one from San Fran, which I think they can. Yeah, they're plus 330 to win the division. I like that bet. I love the over 8.5. I know you don't like alts, but I'll be taking over 9.5 at plus 170.
Just bet them to win 9, as I said, for the 20th time, and then do it. No, Drew, can I just?
No, I do both. I'll do both for sure.
Thank you. Sorry, I got to stop telling you how to live your life. But I'm saying when you have 2 children, I would probably go with the one that makes the most sense, and then you get extra money for the other one.
Instead of putting a unit on one and a unit on another, I'll do half a unit on both.
Yes, or no, you do 60%, 40, or whatever the hell you do.
Exactly.
You do it your way. I'm just saying you got to do both.
No, I wouldn't just take the alt lines. That's crazy.
Say they don't cover the alt line. You look like a moron.
No, yeah. I want the regular line to be like gets my money back, and then if the alt line wins, I win a bunch of money. That's what I'm fine
with that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we both agree.
I'm a fair bear.
Yeah. See, there you go. So we both agree the Rams are going to go over the number. Cam thinks the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl, but that's not my pick. That's his. Moving on. The Arizona Cardinals.
You have the Rams going to the Super Bowl?
No, I said you do. It was a joke.
Oh, okay.
But I do think they could.
You're fucking crystal meth. But anyway, you think the Rams are going to?
You don't think the Rams can make the Super Bowl?
Actually, the Rams could go far.
Yeah,
you're right. It's actually not even that crazy. It's not even that crazy.
They should have beat the Lions last year, or they could have beat the Lions.
I'll take. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think they're going there, but it's not as crazy as I said. I apologize.
Exactly. All right, moving on, Cam. The Arizona Cardinals. This is the most improved team in the division. They got Kyler back for the full season. They added Marvin Harrison instead of Hollywood Brown. They added Justin Jones on defense. They added Jonah Williams as a tackle. They added Chop Robinson on edge rusher, rookie first rounder. D-line added Nichols. Wide receiver added Mac Wilson. They added Bunting at corner. They added Melton at corner. They added Trey Benson at running back. Isaiah Adams at guard. Tip Riemann at tight end. And they added Elijah Jones at corner. They did not lose any key players, Cam, besides Hollywood Brown. This team's improved all around the board. They had so much money to spend. 4-13 last year. They're definitely improving on the 4-win mark, right?
Yeah. This argument's going very bad for my final team.
All right.
You think it's going to suck shit.
The Arizona Cardinals over-under is 6.5, minus 160.
That's a little bit ambitious, though. I don't know. 7 wins is a lot. Like, that's... Okay.
I don't know, Cam.
Okay.
I don't know, Cam. We'll see. We'll
Drew,
see.
well, you got the Rams winning all these games, so who's gonna so you're saying
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I know what's coming in the next segment. Let's go, Arizona.
All right. What do you first off? What do you think of Kyler Murray? Do you think he's a franchise quarterback?
No, I don't. I don't think. No, the thing about Kyler Murray is I like him. I think he's going to work harder at details. I think the problem with Kyler Murray is the Cardinals did him a disservice early in his career by not letting him stay on the field and take lumps. We've talked about it. The Snar Show is a very, very critical part of the year that no one talked about. There was a game where they were playing Detroit and they were in the game and they took him right out, pouting, da-da-da-da. There was no need for that. You were still in the game. And then a guy like Tom Brady, who I'll give credit to, was getting fucking thumped by New Orleans, like 38-0. And he's like, keep me in the damn game because I don't want to end it like this.
That was stupid, though, because Tom Brady had never been shut out or something. And he got the field goal. And I was like, you're kicking a field goal down 38-0.
I'm just saying, though, that's his mentality is. Like, I'd rather not get shut out and stuff like that. They have to toughen him up. I believe in him. Apparently, he's looked at the playbook more. He's a very, you know what? I'm cheering for Murray. Actually, and I'm a Seahawks fan, but I don't want him to do poorly or anything like that. I just don't want him to beat our team. I think he's okay. Do you think he's a franchise quarterback? I think he's no. My answer is no.
He's a franchise fantasy quarterback. Yes. He's not a franchise real life quarterback. That's what I'll say. I think he's the third best quarterback in the division. I think he's better than Geno still. But even that's pretty close, I think. Okay. Don't yell at me, but I think they're pretty close. I think Stafford and Purdy are clearly better, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right, so let's go through their schedule. The total is 6.5. Cam hates them, but we'll see what he gives them on the schedule.
I don't hate them at all.
Week 1 at Buffalo.
Loss.
Week 2 against the Rams at home.
Loss.
Week 3 against the Lions at home.
Loss.
Week 4 against Washington at home.
Win.
Okay, first win of the year. Week 5 at San Fran.
Loss.
Week 6 at Green Bay. This is a tough schedule.
Yeah. You're like in the cheap.
Hey,
loss.
I didn't say I like the over/under. I just said I was like
loss. Cheap.
All right. Week 7 against the Chargers at home.
What?
Week 7 against the Chargers. Okay. Week 8 at Miami.
Loss.
Week 9 against Chicago at home.
Win. I'll give them a win there.
Week 10 against the Jets at home.
Loss.
Week 12 at Seattle.
Win. I'm going to no. So I'll split with Seattle. Whatever I give them, I'll give them that win. And the other one, I'll give Seattle. They'll split.
Okay. Week 13 at Minnesota.
Loss.
Week 14 against Seattle at home. So you'll give Seattle that one.
Yep.
Week 15 against New England at home.
Win.
Week 16 at Carolina.
Fuck. I want Carolina so bad. Win.
Week 17 at the Rams.
Loss.
Week 18 against San Fran at home.
Loss.
So you have them winning 5 games, Cam. 5-12.
Dude,
Cam.
and you heard that schedule? That could have been even like, that's not easy.
Could have been worse.
I'm not taking their wins over. What is their wins over? 6.5?
6.5.
They're going to win probably 5 to 6 games. Maybe. And what's their high end to me? 7.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like looking at the schedule, they're like max.
You changed your mind.
I didn't say either way what I was picking. I'm just saying I didn't think they were as bad as the other team in the division. But based on the schedule, they might win.
Here comes the shittiest team.
They might only win 5 games, Cam, like you said. Okay. What's the floor for Arizona? 3 wins?
Bottom end?
Yeah.
Probably 3 is too low. 4 is bottom end.
Okay, so we both agree
3 or 4. Yeah, I would have to say 4.
So we've went through every division in the NFL. We both agree that the worst team in the league is New England, like the potential.
Yes. I have Carolina winning over 5.5 games too. I've been like ridiculed for it. Like I wish I got them at 4.5.
All right, Cam, moving on to your Seattle Seahawks. You're the Seahawks whisperer. First off, Pete Carroll got screwed. Mike McDonald, I don't like him as much as Pete Carroll. I know you like
screwed.
I listen. Pete Carroll.
I'm leaving this show. No, Pete Carroll is a cheerleader. We need a new coach.
You didn't like Pete Carroll?
I like him as a human being. It doesn't mean he's going to be a football coach for the rest of his life. Rah. I'm Pete. Let's run on first down.
So do you like Mike McDonald?
Run on second down, and let's throw on third and long and punt. McDonald's wicked. He brings defense to the table. He brings everything. Yeah, actually, you're really good at getting me mad. I think that's what you're doing on purpose. Like I used to think you're just doing. Now I know you're doing it just to get me pissed off. But
no,
anyway, I'm not going to get pissed off.
I think Pete Carroll's a better coach than Mike McDonald. We haven't seen it really.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
All right, so we'll agree to disagree.
Pete Carroll was a great coach, Drew. Things change.
I agree.
Needed to go.
I mean, to be fair, he's lost like every coordinator he's ever had. Like they always keep like, oh, hired. So I'd say he's
a great guy. Like people like him. He's a nice, positive person. But this is the whole problem with Seattle. You can't go on with Pete Carroll forever. That needs to be changed. And
so they lost their starting
growing pains with this team.
They lost their starting defense tackle in Edwards. They lost their starting left guard in Lewis. They replaced him with Byron Murphy in the first round.
Yeah, Byron Murphy's huge, man. That kid from Texas, and he's a Seahawks fan. People don't even know that. A guy from Texas, it's his favorite team growing up.
So, okay, we'll see, Cam. I agree with you. That's a great pick. He was good value there. I thought he was going to go earlier in the draft. Bobby Wagner is gone. Jerome Baker replaces him at middle linebacker. Jamal Adams is gone. They replaced him with Rashawn Jenkins. Drew Lock gone. Sam Howell now there in backup. They lost their tight end Parkinson. They lost their tight end Disley. They added AJ Barner in the 4th round. We'll see how he works out. They lost their left tackle Jason Peters and added George Fant, who's probably might be an upgrade because Peters is pretty old. Yeah. And they lost their other inside linebacker and Devin Bush and added Tyrell Dodson from Buffalo. Cam, I just think this team's in trouble. Like I don't believe in Geno Smith anymore. I think he took a step back last year.
I think he's going to be better this year.
I think they have a better chance of winning games if Sam Howell's under center.
Maybe. I think we'll have a chance. Listen, right now, Geno Smith is working his ass off in camp because he understands any fuck ups, Howell's in. Like that's the whole thing. Howell's still a young guy, and Geno Smith, even with the contract, they're like. This is the whole thing about McDonald. These guys aren't screwing around. Like, it's just, if something doesn't look good, Geno's actually, apparently, this is what I read, but be careful with what you read. He's been playing a lot better. The problem with Seattle is this. You have to deal with the Rams and the 49ers. It's a problem. Those teams are better than Seattle, and I'll admit that.
Cam, and their schedule, the reason I like them, well, I don't like them. The reason I'm betting them to be with one of the worst teams, if I'm betting them to be the worst team in the NFL, let's be honest. I'll be fully honest.
You're betting on Seattle to be worse than New England.
I have a bet on New England to be the worst team, and I have a bet on Seattle. The only 2 teams I bet on to be the worst team in the NFL are Seattle and New England.
I'm glad this is the last fucking show because now I'm getting upset.
Well,
Seattle's when you look horrible. They're not the worst team in the league.
Damn, I agree on paper they're not, but when you look at their schedule, it's a murderer's row.
Let's play.
And I don't believe in new head coaches with Geno Smith. I just think it's a recipe for disaster, Cam. Let's go through their schedule, okay?
Growing pains, Drew. It's not going to be perfect the first year.
I know. That's why I think them getting the first overall pick or second overall pick is good for them. I think this might be like a throw in the towel season for them. Well, we'll see. Week 1 against the Denver Broncos at home.
Win.
Week 2 at New England.
Win.
Week 3 against the Dolphins.
Loss.
Week 4 at Detroit.
Loss.
Week 5 against the Giants.
Win.
Week 6
doesn't look too tough to me.
Week 6 against San Fran.
Oh, that's a problem. Loss.
Week 7 at Atlanta.
Probably a loss.
Week 8 against Buffalo.
Loss.
Week 9 against the Rams.
Where?
In Seattle.
I'll take 1 win.
Week 11 at San Fran.
Loss.
Week 12 against Arizona in Seattle.
Win.
Week 15 at Green Bay.
Loss.
Oh, sorry. I skipped 2 games. Week 13 at New York Jets.
Loss.
Week 14 at Arizona.
Loss.
Week 15 against the Green Bay Packers.
Loss.
Week 16 against Minnesota.
Win.
Week 17 at Chicago.
Loss.
Week 18 at LA Rams.
And I say they split, so they get that win, right? Or did I give them one earlier?
No, you had them beating LA the first time, so you have them losing.
So I have them winning six or 7 games.
You have them winning 4 games, Cam.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I had no good.
Go through it again.
We'll go through it again. Let's do it again.
Okay.
And
so
you don't even know what
I have it here. I have it here, Cam. Look,
you're just like you're not even trying to like. This is not even real.
You had them.
I have them winning 6 games. Go.
You had
I thought I had Denver, 7.
New England, the Giants, and Seattle.
No. Start the schedule again. Let's go.
Okay, Denver, week 1.
Win for Seattle, not for Denver.
Yes, I know. Week 2 at New England.
Win for Seattle. That's 2.
Week 3 against Miami.
Loss.
Week 4 Detroit.
Loss.
Week 5 Giants.
Win.
See, you had them losing it the first time.
Okay, no, I didn't. I had them beating the Giants.
You said loss. Week 6 against San Fran.
Loss.
Week 7 Atlanta.
Loss.
Week 8 Buffalo.
Loss.
Week 9 Rams.
They win 1.
Yep, so you gave them this 1. Week 11 at San Fran.
Loss.
Week 12 against Arizona.
Win. 5.
Week 13 at the Jets.
Loss.
Week 14 at Arizona.
Okay, they split with Arizona, so loss, I guess. Yes.
Week 15 against the Packers.
Loss.
Week 16 against Minnesota.
Win. That's 6.
Week 17 at Chicago and week 18 at LA. You give them loss.
Yeah.
So you got them 6 now. I'm telling you had the Giants winning the last time, but that's fine. 6 wins. Regardless, still under the 7.5. So what do you think about the 7.5 now that you don't do the schedule?
I think they're going to win. Actually I've looked at the schedule long and hard. I think they win 7 games.
Okay.
This game was hard to play. I had 6. I think they can find a way to win 7, but their top end is probably 8.
So do you think
and
it's
their bottom could be 4 or 5?
So you don't think it's that crazy to say they go 4-13?
But there's 3 or 4 teams that are going to have worse records than them.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I'm just saying.
On that?
If I agree. On paper, they're not the worst team in the league. I just think things could go very wrong on this team with the way they're set up. So that's the only reason I bet on them to be the worst team in the league, because if that happens, if Gino gets benched and Sam Howell comes in,
see how beat down I am after that. That was real. That was a real.
It just. I know the feeling. It sucks going to the year knowing your team's it doesn't have a chance at the Super Bowl.
No, it don't. Right? Drew, lowered expectations. Kind of like dating. 100%. Yeah,
so
just go in.
What kind of fan are you though?
Like, let's say, perfect, right?
Let's say they're 2-10 following week 12. Are you the fan that cheers for losses for the first overall pick, or are you the fan that just wants them to win games?
Not necessarily. Know what I'm the fan of? Depending on where my money is, covering and all the other things, but losses wouldn't be too bad if you're going to get a higher draft pick. But if I have them plus 9.5 against San Francisco, I'm hoping, the Niners win by a touchdown. I'm
the fan that's like, you know what, tank the season, get the first overall pick. I don't care.
Well, I don't know. Yes, you're right. Because remember, Seattle used to be, when I was growing up, the most middling team. 7-9.
Well,
8-8.
Yes,
6-10.
That's the worst.
9-7.
That's the worst for
building
building a team.
They were always like there, but not.
They don't
there.
bottom out.
And
they would never bottom out.
It would. They did actually bottom out with Stan Gelbaugh and fucking Dan McGuire when they won 2 games. That's when and then things got real. They drafted Sean Springs and Walter Jones in the first draft, and then they rebuilt again and got good. So that's what you have to do. You have to hit rock bottom before you get better.
Yes, and I think that's what New England didn't learn last year. They had week 17, they had the first overall pick locked up, and they're like, "Oh, let's go beat the Jets 9-3."
Oh yeah, and remember the game versus Washington? We lost that huge parlay. Thanks, New England. Oh my God! And then that guy walked in the bar and we won him $5,000.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah. All right, Cam. So you like the under? I like the under on the 7.5. I don't think. I think their ceiling's what, 8? Best case scenario, Seattle wins 8 games.
Yeah, that's about fair.
Okay.
If they win like 8 or 9, I'd be shocked. But you know what, Drew? I think there's a couple intangibles though. Just before we end it, I think this coaching staff could be, to what you said, I think it could be really good if everyone buys in. That's when we could hit the ceiling, because Seattle does have. Remember, they have Witherspoon and a couple other really good players. No offense, some of their guys are good, and their young rookies in the secondary played like shit the other year. I think they need to rebound. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things I think that can go well.
And I think it's good for them that Jamal Adams is gone, because he's a head case. That's
dude,
a bad
Jamal Adams was a fucking cancer for that team, bro.
That's what I mean. I think Rayshon Jenkins will be improve that position. I just think, Cam, the bet for me is I expect to lose it. I bet solely on chaos happening in Seattle with the quarterbacks battle happening, the head coach being I think this might be a teardown year for them, which I think would be smart. I think would be smart, because I think they have so many pieces on offense and everything. All they need is that quarterback, and save your money. Go get Dak Prescott in the free agency in the offseason.
I don't want Dak Prescott. I'd rather have one of these rookie quarterbacks that's playing in college. No, I don't want Dak Prescott. No.
You wouldn't spend $55 million to improve. If Dak was there, Cam, their offense would probably be top 10 in the NFL with their weapons.
That's bullshit. You know what? They can go and look at all the other teams, how quarterbacks got drafted. How many got drafted early in the draft? There'll be somebody out there to save Seattle.
I guess so. I'm just saying, would you rather Drake May or Dak Prescott right now?
Prescott.
Yeah,
I think Drake. As we talked about, I think Drake May is going to be a bust.
Yeah, fair. We both agreed on that. All right, so let's look at the division, Cam. To end this division preview special, all 8 shows. San Fran minus 190 to win the division. LA Rams plus 330. Seahawks plus 700. Arizona plus 1300. I think Arizona and Seattle should be flipped. I don't think either of them win the division, though, so it doesn't matter. I like the Rams at plus 330. You like San Fran minus 190? You like the juice?
I don't like the price, but I still think San Fran's the cream of the crop.
Fair enough. I couldn't convince you to go on the Rams. I thought I'd be able to convince you, but I think, like you said, they are a popular pick, and I don't like going with popular picks. I just think San Fran has the potential to take a step back, but if they win 14 games, I wouldn't be surprised either.
The Rams are also one of everybody's darling this year, and we'll see.
I know, and I hate that. I hate that.
Trust me, that's dangerous waters, buddy.
Just like we said in the NFC North show, I don't believe in the Packers like everybody else does. We're not Jordan Love fans, like we said. I can't talk about his contract. You believe he's the highest paid quarterback ever, Jordan Love?
great. Well, that's what. Well, the thing is, these contracts happen because the next guy up is going to be the highest paid. The next guy up is going to be the highest paid. That's the way it works.
One season, Cam, he's getting $55 million, and Tua getting over $50 million.
No, that's a whole other story. This guy's been hurt so many times. I literally think that is one of the most riskiest investments ever. It's like me buying a house with
I wouldn't give him anything guaranteed.
Already cracked. What?
I'd be like, Tua, you can have $65 million a year, but you're getting $0 guaranteed. That's what I would tell him. Because like, dude, this guy's one hit away from being out of the league, and you gave him over $150 million guaranteed. I was that's
you bring up a good point, Drew. This guaranteed money is a whole different story. When you don't have guaranteed money, you do anything to play the game, but then again, you shorten your career too. Right? Fair.
Anyway,
wow, you're really down on the Seahawks, but we'll talk about our side bets and stuff in the season preview show. Or what are we going to do with one more? What do we do? Like our best? What do you got for me?
We're doing a season preview at the end of August. We'll be back at the end of August. This is getting filmed in July for everyone. It'll probably be released end of August, so people may not see this for 2-3 weeks.
This has actually been end of July, early August type of thing. So end of August. So what do we do, Drew? What do you want to do? Like all division, like put everything together? MVPs.
Don't worry. Our season preview, we're going to be giving our playoff teams, our division winners, our Super Bowl predictions, awards. It'll be a big, probably an hour-long show, Cam. Right the week before the season starts.
And cut my mic when I picked the Jacksonville Jaguars to represent the AFC, but that was a whole different story till things got stupid.
Hey, Cam, wait till I have the Rams against the Titans in the Super Bowl. And you're like, oh, shit.
Hey, that's a rematch of the good old days.
Yeah. Greatest show on turf. The 3 yards away from winning the game. That was the crazy, the Titans. Good. Maybe not Super Bowl contenders, but we'll see. Anyways, that does it for our NFC South or NFC West preview show. Thank you for watching. Click like, please click subscribe. Please rate and review the podcast on all audio platforms. Let us know in the comments below where you think the Seattle Seahawks finish. Is it 4 wins? Is it 8 wins? Good. Is it 12 wins? And who do you think was going to win the division? Is it the Rams or the 49ers? And is Kyler Murray a franchise quarterback? Who's to say? Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you for our preview show.
This has been Drew and Stu. Follow Drew at Producer Drew and Cam at Cam Stewart Live.